Usually when we come out to film wind turbines, but today the situation is quite the opposite because the wind is gusting up to 40, even 60 miles an hour. And on this Polish icebreaker on the Thames, the wind turbine they've attached is going round very sweetly.
The Liss, as the vessel, emblazoned with an Arctic fox, was bought in who was up the mast inspecting his turbine when we arrived, checking the wind speed and how the equipment was faring in extreme conditions. It's designed to turn away from the wind if the speed is too fast. In the cabin, it was the installer who told me how the system worked.
This then is a wind-powered light on board the Liss. It's safe to handle because it's a 12-volt LED light, but that's what's coming from the wind at the moment. Toby Hammond from Better Generation, you're going to explain how the electronics work. The power's coming in here from the wind turbine.
Yeah, so the power comes down from the mast where it's being generated. This box of tricks basically controls the charging of the battery bank, which is elsewhere in the bottom of the boat.
So how many batteries have you got? Like car batteries?
They're a bit better than car batteries, but essentially the same thing, and there's 10 of them all sat down there, yeah.
So you get a regular power supply from that?
So whenever the wind blows, it will top up the charge that's stored in the batteries, and then whenever people on the boat need their power for their lighting or the stereo, then at the flick of a switch it's there for them.
The turbine's rated at 1 kilowatt it's producing. Is that what it's producing today?
Today it is, but today it's a bit of a gale, and that's a thing that people get very confused about. The rating is 1 kilowatt, but at normal wind speeds you're looking at a lot less than that.
And that's about, what's 1 kilowatt?
1 kilowatt is equivalent to a 1 kilowatt bar on a fire or 10 normal light bulbs.
And your point is that this is suitable for this boat, but not necessarily for everyone?
No, the point about renewable energy is lots of people are enthusiastic, but it's really difficult to know what's best for you. And if you live in a spot where it's not windy, it sounds obvious, but there's no point in having a wind turbine. You're better off looking at solar power or solar hot water.
The turbine, made by FuturEnergy, cost £1,000 to buy and install. That compares to the WindSave, which we filmed at a viewer's home in Cheshire in November, as engineers attempted to attach it to the house. The WindSave cost £1,500 for a similar claimed output. So far, though, this one isn't working properly. And the much bigger turbine from a company called Proven that Paul Dutson, another viewer, erected in a field beside his house, costing £22,000. But with one this size, Paul is already selling more power to the grid than he's using in the home. Back on the Thames, the FuturEnergy turbine looks a bit precarious, but it has stayed firmly bolted on for several months.
With me now in the gale is Ben Piper, it's his boat, and also Peter Osborne. You make the wind turbine, but if we could stay standing for a bit, we'll get some information out of you. First of all, why did you buy this icebreaker?
Well, I really just needed a place to live, and I wanted an interesting space.
It's certainly interesting.
I'm an architect, and I can't afford land in London, but I can afford a boat. And what's great about a boat is you can just chop it up and do what you want, really.
Right, the wind turbine, how's it doing?
Well, it's still in a trial period, but you can see it's spinning around pretty fast right now.
And it makes sense for you because you haven't got any other sources of power.
That's right. I mean, I don't have too many choices. I can go either solar, wind power, or possibly even tidal power. But I get the most kilowatts out of the wind power.
OK, Ben, thanks very much indeed. Peter, from what you know, is this one working to its proper potential?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, it's certainly howling around at the moment, but how does it perform in low winds? Is it still going around well?
Well, the main thing is that when I get home, I want to be able to turn the lights on and just have guaranteed power. And so far,
it does that.
It's always charged up the batteries. So.
But do you think that on the whole, people make claims which are too great for these mini wind turbines that are going in across the country?
I believe so. I mean, this environment's perfect. You know, there's a large.
When the gale's blowing.
Yeah, when the gale's blowing. Well, even when it's a wide open space. In most urban environments, you've got buildings crammed in pretty tight. The wind does lots of strange things, and they really don't actually work that well most of the time.
So treat those claims with scepticism when people say it's going to power this much or give this much output.
I believe so, and actually, if you really want to find out, stick up a wind dynamometer.
That's the thing which measures the wind speed.
Yeah, trial that for a few months and see what you actually get out of it. See what the actual wind speed is over a period of time. But but they're great in the right environment, you know.
Okay, Peter, Ben, thank you very much indeed, and we'll stop before we get blown away.
It's still there. I checked the other night. That's the markets now. Stockbroker Tony Craze from Dawn Traders is here. Let's